Data is the DNA of any business. At National List Services, we focus on one ideal. We offer marketing solutions that fit. We're not interested in selling you data. We're interested in selling you the primary solution to the problem you have today. As a data broker and aggregator, we have access to the top data sets and know where everyone is getting their data from. We identify your demand, the needs of what your customers are, where people are in life, what stages they find themselves in, and their backgrounds that most fit your necessity level. National List Services looks for a long-term solution to what your data needs are, and more importantly, we will educate you on the industry, what to ask other data sources, what to look for, and what to say. Our job is ethics-oriented and getting you what you need right now when it comes to data. Book a call with us today at nationallistservices.com.
Good afternoon, everyone. Audrey here with the Data Roundtable. I hope you are doing fabulous today. It is a beautiful Thursday here. I shut my door, but the sunshine has come out. It's been a bit rainy and icky because it's spring. So wherever you are, I hope it's beautiful today. And I'm here to share with you National List Services. So we at National List Services have an account site where you can run and build your specific targeted list for your clients you're looking or prospects you're looking to make your clients. So I want to share this with you today. I did a post saying what I was going to cover, so I will cover that. This week in our Insights and Updates newsletter, we do a newsletter every 2 weeks. If you want to get added to the list, put it in the chat. I will get you on that list. But we share different tips and tricks, insights and updates, totals, update dates, all that information in this newsletter. So this week, our quick tip was how you can, maybe you've heard of EDDM, every door delivery mail, or saturation mail, where you can send something to everybody in the neighborhood. You're not going to have their name on it, but you get a great postage rate because they don't have to sort anything. They put one in every single box. So you get a better postage rate. You're not paying a first-class stamp. So what happens when you want to send a list specifically to homeowners, possibly who make a certain income and can use your product? You're not for renters, you're for homeowners, you're for those who want to invest in their value of their home. You can still run a targeted list and get a better mailing rate. It's not going to be saturation rate, but it's going to be a better mailing rate while still being targeted. So we haven't covered this before. I'm going to share how to do this. And the only change you make is when you order, and it's not difficult. It's actually kind of fun. I haven't done this for a client for a long time. I won't say how long. I was going to say how long. It's been a while. So when we were doing this week, I'm like, I remember doing this and I haven't shared this yet. So I wanted to share it because sometimes it's not a matter of every single person can use your services. You're going to waste dollars for your marketing efforts if you do that. You want to make sure it's impactful, reaching the right person while still getting you the best rate. So we're going to help you on that. I'm going to make sure I have my comments up. And let me come over here to National List Counts and share my screen. Not my entire screen, share my window. I did that in the live and they're like, it's a lot. I'm like, oh, let me share. Here we go. So I'm going to put this to the side. And if I have crazy eyes and I'm not looking at the camera, I apologize. I'm looking at my screen trying to match these up. So I did help myself and already have this built to show you because, like I said, building the list isn't the challenge here. The challenge is ordering it correctly. So let's go look at my previous searches. And I do want to share, no previous, I'm not logged in. So live on our call, I'm going to show how to log in because if you're seeing welcome to National List Counts and this giant number, the universe of records available, you're not logged in. So any work you do, any searches you build, any details you need may not be available or savable. So always make sure you're logged in. I'm going to log in here. I was really ready today, folks. Let me go to my previous searches. And here we go. Let's go to search example. There we go. View order. I'm going to share the details of this. So what's nice is if you've already run your count report, you can get all this detail in your inbox, but now I can share it with a view order button. All my totals are below. So here's the cool thing. All we started with was so many zip codes, and it's not even, it's like 6 or 7. Super easy. You probably have 3 in your area, maybe 4. This is for a concentrated metro area. So because we're doing a mailer, we picked only records with a zip +4. That's going to get that very good deliverability in the box. Verified homeowner. We're geo-matching at the address. Let me share this. Let me go through this list, and then I'm going to share a few little details, and then I'm going to show how you can get that saturation, better pricing for your list. So we have a home market value on this. If this is for a company that does home improvement, so clearly they want to make sure your house is of a certain value and your income's a certain place so that you can afford their services. Now, income's not on here because the home market value covers it. The homeowner, make sure you're reaching. There is income. So a certain income, a certain value of the home. You're wanting to invest in it. A single family dwelling unit, meaning a standalone house. That's who they're servicing. They're not doing contracts with apartment owners here. This is improve your home. 1 per address. You don't want to send 2 mailers to the same house, especially if you're reaching homeowners. Husband and wife will talk about it. They don't each need their mail piece. Then we have a quality indicator, deliverability, and we suppress previous data. So before I go through details here, I do want to share this GeoMatch level code. Let's go to modify rerun and see what that is. Let me come in here. GeoMatch level code. Here it is where you're going to match that address. So delivery point, zip +4, the intersection of the streets, zip +2, address only. Since we already have zip +4 selected on the address type indicator or zip here, and the address type indicator is single family dwelling unit, we're going to do address only. It has to match the address. It has to have the zip +4. Then it's deliverable. So I wanted to share this. This could open up options if you're in a more rural area, like that intersection level match. That might apply in different areas of the country where your address might be a fire number, or it could be the intersection of 2 streets if you're in a small enough town. Every geo is different. You know your geography, so I'm just sharing the different points we have here. So let me go back to, I'll go back to previous searches. I want to share a little bit more there. View order. So here, this is what was interesting that I wanted to share. Down here, once we ran our count report, it broke this down by the zip code and then the carrier routes. So if it doesn't do that, I believe you can run it that way, 2-dimensional, do it by zip and by carrier route. With all your other selections here, it's going to give you a count that looks like this. So what's nice is I can see, okay, I only have 3 records here in the whole carrier route. And in the carrier route, you know there's going to be more than 3 houses. So what we're going to do is when we order, we're going to knock out some of these smaller numbers to get to our grand total that we want to mail. And that way it removes, I should probably show a map of this. Carrier routes are a certain size. And if you're delivering to 75% or more of that carrier route, you're going to get, or so much percentage, I want to say it's 75 or 80, you're going to get a discounted rate on your postage because you're saturating the carrier route. So if you only have 8 people in that carrier route who are qualified for this, you're going to want to knock them out. Unfortunately, they could be a potential customer. But the theory is birds of a feather flock together. If only 8 qualify with those specific values, maybe they're in a part of the neighborhood, in the part of town where they're not looking to fix up their house because obviously their neighbors aren't qualifying to fix up their house by these set standards. Not judging anybody, not saying anything negative, but this would indicate something about the area and who your prime customers are. If there's only 8 out of 200, might not be the area you want to market to. So keep that in mind. That's one of the points here, why we're covering this. So I'm going to show this live, and then if there's any questions, I'll take those. So I'm going to click place order and pretend I'm going to order. As always, I want to make sure you know there's no cost for national list counts. You can register for a login for free. The only time you are going to pay for anything is when you put your credit card in. and you're aware you're putting your credit card in, so you know you're buying something. I can pretend to order and it's not going to go through. I'm not worried at this time that this is going to place an order. I can pretend, check it out, show the details. But I just want to let you guys know too, if you're when in doubt, pause and wait, but you're not going to spend any money till you put in that credit card, just so you guys know. So here I'm going to go with, I want records in a specific geographical location. Now, in my quick tip in the newsletter, when I covered this very briefly, I pointed out something I want everybody who's using the system to know. If you only have the top three options here, and these bottom two are not available, you did not run your count report. When you're building your search, run your count report. It's going to email you all these details so you can make a good decision on what to do, which carrier routes to eliminate. On that email, you can even print it off. It comes in an Excel format, and you could already have crossed off these little carrier routes that you don't want. So you could just come in here and click, 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 click really simply because you did your homework ahead of time. Saves you time. But here today, it'll be easy to show this without having done that. So if you don't see this option, go back, run your count report, and then place your order. I'm going to continue with order. Now it's set to one-time use. If you're going to mail 2 or 3 times, make sure you select that. You will save money in the long run ordering the list up front if you know you're going to do 2 or 3 mailings by getting it this way. If you don't, you will have to buy the entire list again, and that costs more because it's a whole new order each time. Now, if you're going to mail it 2 months apart, stick with one-time use and reorder because you need the updates. But if you're going to mail with 2 times within the next week and a half, maybe 2 weeks, get in their post office or get in their mailbox, get their attention, you could pick 2 times here. It'll adjust the cost accordingly. And again, those savings are up front. So get it for 2 times if you know you're going to do it. But today, one-time use. Continue with order. Here's the fun part. This is the fun math part. So each of the zip codes is listed. And if you hit this little plus right here, here's my carrier routes that we saw under view order. So on these little ones, like the 3, I'm going to uncheck mark it and it turns to 0. Now, if it's easier for you to go through here and just do 0 and go down, tab, I think, yeah, tab, it'll uncheck mark it for you. Because if you wanted to go through and select, you could. Just tab, 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 0 it out. Let me 0 that. And get rid of these little ones. You can do that. Or you could just uncheck mark these. Now, when you're through with that, you can click lock, 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 just for your peace of mind to make sure you know. Now, here's one other trick. I do this in the business file sometimes for when people want to order specific titles, but they want to get an even number of records. You can come through here. Let me go to the next one. On the business file, I know this is true. I'm really hoping it's true right now as I'm sharing it live. Here, let's say we have 292 and I want 250. I can adjust it by typing it in, and that's when you want to hit that lock button because otherwise it's going to give you the total here. That's the value of that check mark. If you change the value over here manually and overwrite it. But again, let's do 0, 0, get rid of these little ones. And then keep the fuller carrier routes so that you can really saturate your area. So I hope that has been insightful. Once you get done with that, your total at the bottom will adjust as you go. In this case, the client wanted to mail so many printed mailers that they were using for their advertisement. So we had to go through and adjust these to match the total he wanted. And sometimes that total is based on these carrier out totals they've received. Sometimes it's a totally random number that they just come up with, or that their printer says, I have this many printed, let's go. So again, knowing your number you want in the end, your grand total, this adjusts as you go, and then you would just click continue and you would get your special layout. Always add walk, sequence, and carrier out if you're doing a mailing. Let me show that. That is not always automatic on the consumer file. It is on our saturation file. So here you would go to quick filter, carrier route. There it is. This means it it outputs that carrier route on the list. So when the printer prints it and it gets to the post office and delivered, it's already in order. So I don't know if you've seen in movies or if you have any experience at the post office, they have these big rectangle shaped trays. Actually, you've seen them in your mail carts. You've seen them. They have trays stacked on top of each other. The mail is already in order. That's why he grabs the next chunk and puts it in the box. And he grabs the next chunk and he puts it in the box. It's already separated out for him. If you had carrier route and walk sequence, your printer, when they make your delivery to the post office, already has it in order. It gets sorted into the system easier, and then it's ready to go for the mailman. So you want to make your local post office and your printer happy, add carrier route. Let's add that and add walk sequence. It's free and it makes your list just that much better and that much more ready for delivery once you get it printed. I think it prints some sort of code on this. There's a lot. We do the data side. We can help you with the print side, but the printers obviously always know more about their industry than I know. I know about data. They don't know. So again, we work in partnership, in synchrony with each other. But again, I don't know all the details, but I know you want to add that always if you're going to do a print and mail. And see, you look down here, it's already included, free. We like free, right? So you would submit and continue on with your order. I hope that was insightful and not too much to take in. I'm going to stop sharing that screen and come back at you. Let me know any other questions you have. As always, I am at audrey@firstdirectmarketing.com, and I'm going to put it in here. And as always, I don't have this saved and copied and pasted. I just type it in. And if you're interested in getting connected with National List Counts, all you have to do is go to nationallistcounts.com. You can find it at the National List Services homepage. I am sure of it. And you would come here. Let me log out and show you what it looks like. This system is very nice. I'm looking at it right now. I'm not sharing it. Every time you click something, it says, are you sure? Are you sure you want to do that? Are you sure you want to leave this order? Let me share what it looks like if you are not logged in, which I wasn't when we started. Window, here we go. If you're not logged in, these will be blank over here. And if you're not registered, click register now. It's very easy. There's red asterisks by the information we require and need from you. We've had people come here, register, and within an hour or less, they've ordered their first list and we've never even talked to them. And I'm like, hey, did it work okay? Is there any questions you have? Can I help you? And they're very, very self-sufficient and aware. No, I got what I needed. Thank you. And they're on their way. So that's how easy it is to use. If you're familiar with this format, there's other sites that are similar. I'm sure you might have seen. Then you could be very self-sufficient and quickly find exactly what you need. Otherwise, you can connect with our video learning center. Let me make sure I can copy and paste this one. Again, should have had this ready every week. I appreciate everybody's patience with me. It would be learn.nationallistcounts.com. And once you go there, you're going to have to watch a few videos from Joel that are excellent about how to grow your business and use data to do that. He'll probably throw in something in there, I'm sure, about the nerd magic we can do, how we can execute on this data for you. But let's get started. Get registered. Go play around. Don't put in your credit card. Just play around. You'll know you're ordering if you put in your number. So again, learn.nationallistcounts.com. I put it in the chat. Go there, see the videos, and never binge watch. I had a few people that call in and like, I remember a little bit, and I'll ask, did you watch them all at once? And they say, yeah. I'm like, don't do that. Watch what you need. The consumer file has its own video. Watch what you need, no more. Get the data amount you need, no more. Get what you need. Every time you come here, no extra fees or subscriptions, just data. And I'm always here to help. Audrey at firstdirectmarketing.com. I hope to see you here again next week. As always, throw me any questions, any list challenges, any concerns you have, and I will cover those next week. And until then, be great because nothing else pays.